How awesome is this? I'm sure there's a whole lot of these things. Oh, salty. Ah, yeah, man. Today is my third last day on the island, and I haven't really been snorkeling in a while. And there's also a bit of a, I think you call it a blowhole or something. Some of the guys said that there's this like big hole in the rocks, a little bit past the airport, which is it's about 10 or 11 k's that way, which I'm pretty keen to go and look at. I think they were saying that you can potentially dive through it. There's sand underneath it, although I'm probably not going to do that. It's a bit risky. So got my girly boots on here, and swimming glasses, some mermaid shoes, and we're going to go and see if we can see some fish and maybe find that hole. Yeah, pretty much going alone, so should be interesting. I'm sure it is safe enough, or that's what I've heard from a couple of the guys. Yeah, let's get going. Okay, time to get going. Not really looking forward to riding all the way there, because driving in the Comoros is flippin' irritating. People here don't really know how to drive. There's no road rules as such. So we'll do our best not to have any accidents. It's not the best day to go snorkeling. Would have been nice if it wasn't overcast. You know, nice sunny island days is basically what everybody's looking for. Although I think it is the dry season now at the moment, windy season basically, so really windy. And the last couple of days and all of my off days that I've had, you wake up in the morning 8 o'clock and the wind is pumping already. Swell is up, just, you know, not really conducive to doing any snorkeling or anything on the sea. Now I see the wind is coming up already, but it's not so bad today, which is good. I hope it is going to hold out until well, at least until I get there for at least half an hour or an hour or so. I must say something that has improved quite a lot is the condition of this road. You know, last I was in the Comoros was, I think it was the end of 2017, November, December 2017, and yes, the roads were bad. I tell you, it took, I mean, you know, to get to the airport wasn't so bad, but to get to North Beach, it might have taken you 2 hours, and now it only takes you about half an hour because the roads have been tarred really nicely. So that is that's one positive about where we are. Although the sides of the roads are chipping away quite a lot, so you know, cars end up getting really close to each other. So it's a little bit stressful to drive. And we actually saw an accident a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, where a minibus hit a car, and they actually hit the car completely off the road and down an embankment, and it rolled over. And that's the second accident that I've seen here exactly like that in about 8 weeks. So yeah, not that there are a lot of accidents, but they do happen rather easily. Now, another thing that we need to remember when we're on contract is, and you know, maybe not a lot of people realize this, but you know, you're away from home. It's quite difficult. You're away from family and friends, and really the only family you have is the guys that are on contract with you. So you kind of tend to get quite close. But something that you also got to keep in mind is that we tend to always live in a compound or a house type thing, and we always stay in that house, except for when, of course, we're working. Then we go straight to work and then we come straight back home. It's not always the best case scenario to be in, so it's quite important to remember, you know, you really need to get out. Some guys are maybe a little bit scared of exploring. I think if you've got a bit of logic, and depending on where you are in the country, then you know, just use that practical skill to keep safe. But yeah, definitely very important to go on little outings. You know, I think in Gabon, if I remember correctly, we had the forest that Les used to like taking us to. That was quite a nice little walk, you know, half a day trip. I found a golf course there. I didn't know there was a golf course there, so myself and some of the other guys from Salenta, they joined us and we played a round of golf. You know, going to the beach every now and again, this type of thing, especially in the Comoros, for getting out, snorkeling, man. The water is so clean and it is so warm here. Well, I say it's clean. For the most part, it is clean. There's generally a lot of rubbish, floating around. I don't think the waste disposal here is class A, but you do get to see quite a lot of fish still, small fish, nothing big, and that's actually what I'm hoping to see is some better wildlife further on, more out of the way. But yeah, something to keep in mind. So remember to bring your snorkels, goggle, fins, whatever you want to do. Maybe some hiking gear. That's something else that I haven't done yet. But there is a volcano. It's back there, quite a big one, and I think it's a 2-day trip. You pay about 70 or 80 euros for a guide to take you up there, and you walk up the first day, and then you stay overnight in a tent, and they take some food for you, and then you walk down or hike down the second day. So that's something I would have liked to do, but we just really haven't had enough time, enough off days here compared to the last time I was here. And also on your off day, if the weather's a bit dodgy, then it does make things a little bit more difficult or less pleasant. I'm going through one of the small towns now, not the town that we live in. I should say town, village. That's what it is, a village. We live in Voiju, I think is the way you say it. I'm not sure what this little village is called, but there's 2 of them before we get to the airport. Traffic, going through these little villages is generally pretty slow, with steep drop-offs either side. That's where the cars kind of fall off. But we do eventually make it through and get back onto the open road. I should actually try and find out what these little villages are called, in case anybody is interested. Not that there's really much to do here, but just nice to know, really. I've got a rough idea of where this blowhole might be. Reason being is when we were taxiing out the other day for a flight, we just happened to see it. The tide was right and it was pushing up a big swell, and it looked like you could see a spout of water blowing straight up, kind of just marked it by the Mark 1 eyeball. Okay, this is definitely the spot because I can see the runway out to my right, looking very, very jagged. I'm not too sure that I'll actually want to walk on these rocks, but I did see a little, not really a service road, like a little bush track just to the right hand side. I drove past it, so I'm going back to it now. Oh, there it was. Okay, I need to turn around. 3rd time lucky. Where is this place now? Aha, here it is. Definitely not going to be easy to reverse out of here. So maybe I should actually stop and then and walk from here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop and we're going to get out and walk. So that's where I've parked the car, and it's pretty close to the beach. That's where the sea is, and the airport is down that way. So I think I'm kind of in the right place, but we'll have to see once we get closer to the water's edge. It's a bit bushy and grassy here. Don't think there's any snakes. Well, let's hope there's no snakes to worry about. We are pretty damn close to the airport. It is right over there. This is the final approach for runway 20, and well, that aircraft just took off on the opposite runway 02, and I think this is pretty much the spot that I saw, when we were coming in, or when we were taking off, and when we're coming to land a lot of times. It's actually, I don't think I will be jumping off into the water from here. It is really high. There's a crab sitting in a hole, and geez, he must be 20 meters up. No, not 20 meters, maybe 10 meters. Sitting in a little hole in the rocks. How cute is that? I don't know if it's alive. Pretty much at the first position that we've got to here, very near the crab that I found. If you look very carefully over there, looks like there's a bit of a tunnel going through the rocks. You can see some light on the other side, and some of the waves, there we go, the wave comes crashing through, so it looks like a big open cavern, and it also looks like there's a hole in the top somewhere over here. So let's go and have a look. I definitely won't be jumping into that water today. Yep, definitely a tunnel of sorts there. I think at low tide we might be able to swim through. Although, yeah, I don't know. Not going to take the chance today. Aha! Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Wrong way. There we go. Nice little hole through the rock. Now, I'm not sure if this is the... Jeez. Not sure if this is the one that Stain was referring to, but it's definitely capable of blowing, at high tide, blowing water out of this hole. And you could possibly jump down there onto that ledge and jump straight into the water, but definitely not at the high tide or the pushing tide. Yes, it looks like these guys are having a bit of a tough time in the waves. I don't think I'm going to be doing any snorkeling around this area. One thing that I did not bring with this morning was a hat. Reason being, it was overcast, although I didn't really think that far ahead. The sun has now come out and it's really, really hot. I also didn't put any sunscreen on, so probably going to be burnt like a biscuit when I get home, but it's all in good fun. Don't forget that if you go exploring. I don't know if it's actually adding to the heat, but these rocks all being very dark and black, geez, they're giving off a hell of a lot of heat. Although still not convinced that I want to get into the water. It's, you know, from the house it was looking quite nice and smooth and calm, but in this area, yo, swell is quite big and cliffs are high, so not too keen to get in over here. Anyway, let's go walk some more. I've been walking for a little while now, and I'm getting to the point where I think I want to turn back, although there was a little rocky outcrop that I did see when we were coming into land, and that's a spot where I thought might be a good spot to actually jump into the water to go and snorkel. Bit of a flat a plateau that's below the cliff level, and you can just see it over there. So that's where I was thinking of possibly jumping into the water. Looks like there's a couple of birds flying around there. So I think I might just push on, take a walk up that way. It's probably another, I don't know, half a kilometer, and see if it's actually feasible to get into the water. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to walk back to the car. That is quite a far way to walk, and I do remember seeing another service road. I think it's a service road for the airport, and it leads right up to that spot. So definitely going to take the easy route out today, although not sure if the service road is fully accessible, but I'll drive and park as close as I can and then walk the rest of the distance. Yeah, it's just too far to walk, and it's just too hot here. Looks like there's another blowhole somewhere there. Maybe there's a second one, or maybe that's the original one, I don't know. Actually, before we head back to the car, I'm going to go and have a look. That's one of ours. How awesome and lucky was that to see one of our company aircraft coming over at the, kind of the exact time that I'm here. I definitely didn't plan it because I've got access to the schedule, but I wasn't thinking about it at all. And well, they just happened to come over. So awesome. Well done, guys. Change of plan again for like the third time. Was halfway to that second kind of spout that I saw, and our aircraft came over, and then I just looked at the screen, happened to glance at the battery. I've got like 12% battery left, so decided to try and go back to the car quickly, pick up some spare batteries, because I don't know why, but I just didn't put them in my pocket. Kind of need to remember that for next time. So yeah, little detour, sorry about that. I must say one thing, if you are going to travel to the Comoros, just realize one thing, this place is not called the Rock for nothing. It's pretty much all volcanic rock, and it is as sharp as razor blades. Now, I was lucky enough to come here before, and the first time I didn't bring any proper shoes, and just before, like 2 days before I came here this time for my contract or on, flying on tour thing, I decided to buy quite a proper pucker set of shoes, sort of like diving boots type things. They've got a nice thick rubber sole on the bottom, and if I can give you also one piece of advice, and I've said a whole lot of things in all of these little videos, but definitely bring yourself a pair of shoes, shoes that you can get wet, that you don't mind messing up, because these were brand new when I got here. But at the moment, after just this 1 day's walking, look, I've done a couple of other days walking on the rocks, but just with this 1 day's walking now, they look like they're almost a year old. They've lived a hard life, but they're actually only 8 weeks old. So, whoa, jiggers, but bit of loose ground there. So definitely bring yourself a good pair of shoes. Also cut up my hands quite, not badly, but I could have avoided it by also bringing some gloves. Although, probably my own stupidity, I was trying to get out after snorkeling where I shouldn't have been, trying to climb up a cliff. Swell was actually quite big and ended up getting washed off the rocks. And you don't even realize it. You hold on the rock, and as you let go, the stuff, barnacles, the rocks are so sharp, you don't even feel it. And it slices, man. It almost slices down to the bone. It's really not pleasant. So, a set of gloves might also be nice if you're doing or planning on doing a lot of snorkeling and diving. I think we're getting closer. Yeah, definitely getting closer. I think we're getting close. Jeez, it's almost roaring. That is pretty cool. Jeez! Woohoo! There is a definite hole of sorts. Chingos. Sounds like a dragon. This is quite interesting. Look at this white rock, or I don't know what it is here, if it's lime or something. Sand? Yeah, it's like a sandstone type of something. Definitely getting close to this little hole here. I've got a feeling. Woo! I've got a feeling I'm gonna get wet. My goodness, this is like a dragon breathing fire up here. There it is. There it is down there. I think it's looking a bit more dry this side. Jeez. Massive suction back into the hole. Woo! Ah! Check out the spray. Look, I know one thing, you never turn your back onto the sea, so keeping a good lookout for any rogue waves that might come through. Jeez, I can't even see through my glasses anymore. Oh, gee, guys. Jeez. Thing nearly blew me off my feet. How awesome is this? I'm sure there's a whole lot of these things. I'm sure there's a whole lot of these things scattered along the coastline here with all the little caves and nooks and crannies, and you know, being volcanic flow that comes down, it's created a lot of these little blowholes. Jeez. Kind of scared to stand over it. Whew. Oh, salty. Ah, yeah, man. Salty. Oh, yeah. That was fun. Jeez. Definitely something to come and see if you're into this type of thing. Ooh, there's another hole. Have a look at that. I don't think any water is going to come out of this one because it's very high up. Although, thinking about it now, I probably shouldn't be standing so close. There's quite a lot of cracks and loose rocks around here. Yeah, let's stay away. How awesome would it be to do some cliff diving off of here into this water? One last thing I wanted to mention before heading to the car is kind of the beauty of the Comoros. Now, I can't really speak for Anjouan, and well, I can speak for Moheli because I've been there once before to Laka Lodge. That you'll find that in a previous video. Very beautiful. But also for the Grand Comore, the main island. It is really, really beautiful. I mean, very pleasant weather, nice breeze, beautiful sea, beautiful clean water, volcanic background. I mean, it is really, really awesome. But I just don't get why the people here just throw. Now, maybe it's not everybody, but generally there's just rubbish, and it seems like the people just throw rubbish everywhere. Now, you know, to me, being on an island, yes, it probably is quite difficult to get rid of rubbish. You've probably either got to bury it or ship it off, you know, on a big ship. Take it somewhere else, pay somebody else to dispose of it. Although, you know, that said, even if you can't do that or you can't afford it, it really costs nothing just to put it all in one place. Don't, you know, throw it all over the beautiful landscape. And you see this all over the place. There's just broken glass. I mean, everywhere that I've been walking over here, it's broken glass and bottles and plastic. And, you know, closer down to where we live, if you just walk out of our house and kind of down to the sea, if you want to go and snorkel, there's just, you know, refuse. I really don't get why people have to throw it all over the place. Just put it in one spot. Effort costs nothing. But that said, it is quite a beautiful place to come, especially for a holiday. It's more of an adventure holiday. I had somebody, a mate of mine, actually phoning me a little while ago, probably about a year ago actually, after he saw the videos that I posted of the scuba diving and the time that we had at Moheli at Laka Lodge. You know, and it looked really good in the videos, and he said, oh cool, I want to go there. So, and you know, as I said to him, you know, in my opinion, it is a nice holiday spot, but it is definitely for the adventure-minded person. You know, nothing really comes easy here. Sometimes things run on time, sometimes they don't. So it's definitely a bit of an effort holiday. If that's something that you're into, then definitely come and see the Comoros. I've enjoyed my time here. And well, I've kind of got mixed feelings about coming back. You know, I'd like to explore the island some more. I'd really like to climb the volcano and do some more scuba diving, but you know, it is hard living here. So yeah, you know, kind of let me just leave you with that, I suppose. Take it as you will. Watch as many videos as you can before you book your holidays. Do as much homework as you can, and bring everything that you need, especially like these little pansy shoes. That is definitely something that you want to bring with. So guys, well, and girls, thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for watching anyway. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does keep me motivated. And to all of you guys that have subscribed and you regularly watch my videos, man, thank you very much. It really does mean something to me to see or hear people commenting and you know, giving me feedback on the videos. Yeah, as for the Comoros, it's been quite a nice experience. I'm sure I'll be back here at some time in the future, but for now, in 2 days' time, I am really looking forward to get back home to my good old South Africa. Take it easy, guys, be safe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. I've actually walked so far now, I don't really know where I am. Can't see the car anywhere. I mean, it's definitely in that direction, but look, I suppose I'll just keep walking. I'm sure I'll come across it at some stage.